Artist culture, fashion and craft.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to Artist Culture. In today's tutorial, I will be showing us on how to make the trending braided headband. It is very easy to make. I will be making use of this fabric for today's tutorial. You can make use of any fabric of your choice. The measurements that I have are 4.5 inches wide by 36 inches, and I have this into 3 places. This is the right side of the fabric. I'm going to fold it into 2 to turn it this way. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch straight down. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the remaining pieces. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch straight down, then I will turn it to the right side of the fabric. I'll quickly do that and show us the next step to take. I've sewn it, as you can see, and I've already turned these 2 to the right side. I want to turn the third one to the right side. After turning it to the right side, make sure that this seam is at the middle, facing up. So the next thing to do, we will need a fiber for the next step. This to stuff it inside, not too thick and not too light. So I'll be cutting it this way, and I'm going to stuff it inside. Make sure that while you are stuffing the fiber inside the fabric, make sure that the seam is at the middle. You cut it this way. You will continue with this process with the remaining pieces. I've stuffed the fiber in, as you can see, while the seam is still at the middle. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to place it on each other this way. Then I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew. Then I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew a straight stitch back and forth like 2 or 3 times. After sewing it, so the next thing to do is to braid it. I'm sure we all can do this simple braiding. You braid it in such a way that it won't be too tight and it will not be too loose. This is how it looks like. So I'm going to also sew this other edge. I will take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew it back and forth about 2 to 3 times. Then I will show us the next step to take. This is how it looks like. This is the part that has the seam line, while this is the part that does not have the seam line. So the part that does not have the seam line, I'm going to place the two edges together this way. Then I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew it straight down, back and forth 2 to 3 times to secure it properly. I've sewn it, so the next thing to do is to cut out the excess fabric. Our braided band is set. So for us to cover this rough edge, I'm going to need a small piece. The measurement that I have is 4 inches by 6 inches. So I'm going to fold it into 2 this way. Then I'm going to sew it down with 1/4 of an inch and turn it to the right side. So the next thing to do, while this seam line is facing up, I'm going to use it to cover this rough edge this way. Then I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew a straight stitch. Then I'm going to cut out the excess. I've sewn it, as you can see, and I've cut out the excess. So the next thing to do, I'm going to turn it this way. As you can see, it gives it a very neat finishing. This is how it looks on the inside. This is how it looks. This is how it looks on the inside, and this is how it looks on the outside. It gives it a very neat finishing. This is the final outcome of today's tutorial. As you can see, it is very easy to make and it is very lovely. We've come to an end of today's tutorial. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below if you've not done so. I upload weekly tutorial on my channel. Also remember to click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. Bye.